Alright, welcome to another Status Quo song review. And this week our random spinny wheel has selected song number 252, which is the track Democracy, which was a B-side for the single Restless. So this was from 1994, from the Thursday Work sessions, which had not only had 16 pretty poor songs on the album, unlike on previous albums where if you didn't like all the album tracks, you sometimes found a nugget or two in the B-sides. The B-sides of the three singles were pretty poor as well. In my opinion, it was obviously all the songs recorded in that wasn't the greatest co-session for me. But anyway, the rest I'll say, I bought all the singles at the time because I was a big fan. And had to have everything. So CD1 came with the studio recording of Caroline and Something About You Baby I Like, plus a live rendition of Burning Bridges, which I think was the version from the Live Alive co-album, which obviously I had. So there really wasn't much of a reason to buy that single, although the version of Restless was down as the orchestral version, so I assume there must have been some slight change there. Not that I would have probably listened to it much, as I didn't think much of that tune. And then CD2 at least had two songs I hadn't heard before. An original, it was Rossi and that other chap, I forget his name, who wrote his solo album with him, or wrote his solo album for him, King of the Doghouse. And I Do, and then there was Democracy, a Leonard Cohen cover. Leonard Cohen I've heard of, but I've never checked out any of his catalogue. All I know is he was the writer of the song Hallelujah, but I don't really know that either. If I'd been doing this this video back in 1994, I would have instantly dismissed Democracy. It said it's terrible, it's definitely in the skip category. And in fact, it's not even in the skip category because it's the last song in the CD single. It's in there, don't even bother playing. So at the time, I can't imagine I listened to that song many times. But with the advent of digital music and my little MP3 player, which I don't have to hand, which is basically most of my music collection on it, these songs that were tucked away in B-sides do sometimes get a listen. And I don't mind the track quite as much. So when it occasionally surfaces on the MP3 player, I might actually listen through to it as opposed to just skipping. It's obviously not what you'd associate with Quo, not a traditional Quo song. So for the band, I suppose it's a little bit left field, a little bit quirky. Starting off with the military drums, it's a kind of it sticks in that kind of slow tempo and just kind of trundles along from there. I think every time I've listened to it, or every time the song's come on, I've heard it. The lyrics have always slightly confused me, talking about events in non-democratic places like China with the Tiananmen Square, and then going into the chorus saying democracy is coming to the USA, which I was kind of thinking, isn't it already there? Although in this day and age, some people might be saying it's on its way out. But I assume Mr. Cohen's a smarter chap than me, and he's making a point about world events, which I can't quite comprehend, slightly going over my head. But anyway, yeah, so I do listen to the lyrics and ponder a bit when I've got the track on. As I said, I have no knowledge of his catalogue, so I went and I thought I'll listen to the original. And I have to say my heart sank when I saw it was 7 minutes long, which is because the co-version's just over 4 minutes. And it's his version. Obviously, he's more doing it in a more spoken delivery, which maybe gives the lyrics a bit more gravitas. It makes the song seem slightly slower, I guess, with Francis is singing it, maybe makes it feel a bit up and as if it's going along a bit more. So yes, I think Francis sings the track quite nicely, and he does kind of bring it up or lift the melody a little bit with that, which maybe makes it a bit more commercial, maybe slightly sweeter melodically. But I suppose on the other hand, that's maybe detracts a bit from the stature of the song. They've made it maybe more slightly fast food, if that would be an analogy. But yeah, I don't mind it so much now. I think it's quite well done by the Quo. They've not changed the arrangement too much. They've obviously cut a bit out of it to reduce it in length. So it's obviously not a song you readily think of when you think of the Quo, but it's buried there in the catalogue. And if you do feel like listening to something a bit different, a bit slightly quirky in left field, if you're not up for a boogie and you feel like having something a bit different Quo-wise, then it's there, and I think it's listenable. So actually, as I said, had this video been done many years ago, I would have just dismissed it out of hand. But actually, I think I might put it in my occasional listen category, because I do occasionally listen to it, and I don't mind it. It doesn't it doesn't grate with me or anything. It doesn't make me go, ugh, I have to turn that off and skip it. So yeah, so that's not a very in-depth look at democracy. And maybe if you come back to me in another 30 years, if I'm still around, it might have moved up another category. Although possibly not. But I'll probably have given it an occasional listen between now and then.
I sympathize with the view of the Mexican girl.